I've said a lot the past couple of weeks and the past couple of years about the port, but I'm going to refer to the letter that the CEO of Meeting Street School wrote in opposition of this. It's very heartfelt, and I think you all should hear it. It's like, Dear Commissioner, I'm writing to express our strong opposition to the proposed development of a waste transfer station at Allens and Thurbers Avenue to be located very close to the Meeting Street campus. Such a proposal runs counter to the significant investment that Meeting Street and others have made and continue to make in Lower South Providence and Washington Park. As you are aware, much of the neighborhood is classified as an environmental justice area. We have higher unemployment rates, lower education rates, and higher asthma rates than the rest of the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island. For too long, our community has been ignored, and too many have turned a blind eye to the very real needs of our children and families, needs that each of us would want to address for our own children and families. Since 2005, Meeting Street alone has invested over $30 million in Lower South Providence, remediating and creating an LEED certified child development center and school building, including the only fully inclusive K-8 school in the country for children with and without special needs that annually serve over 5,000 Rhode Island children, the overwhelming majority of whom call Providence home. As a result of our investment, over 10 acres of former brownfields have been remediated and brought up to residential standards, creating over 2 acres of outdoor recreational space for children, including a track, soccer field, multi-purpose basketball court, and multiple play areas where formerly contaminated and blighted areas were located detrimental to the healthy development of our children and families once stood. Sorry about that. This spring, Meeting Street will break ground on construction of an early childhood development center, making an additional $15 million investment on Eddy Street, less than 2 blocks from the proposed waste development. The proposal waste development before the commission this evening flies in the face of everything that we and others have devoted ourselves to achieving in South Providence and Washington Park. Allens Avenue has become the capital of the Northeast waste industry. Now we need to take the time, as the other coastal cities in the United States have done, to figure out how to make mixed-use development successful and turn Allens Avenue into a clean and activated part of our larger community. This is an incredible asset and economic generator that we need to stop ignoring. As several have mentioned, there is also a very real health quality of life issue facing Providence's children and the children we serve at Meeting Street: asthma. The proposed development will only exacerbate that. The waste proposal takes an existing terrible situation and makes it significantly worse. As Dr. Peter Simon points out, Providence has already experienced a health crisis with the asthma levels of our children. Asthma is the leading cause of absenteeism in the Providence public schools and a major factor in our state's ever-increasing Medicaid and health care costs. The waste development is the greatest threat to our ongoing economic development. Employers need and want healthy, educated employees. Unfortunately, this development promises to produce just the opposite: sicker and less educated workers. And employers will stay away from our community, city, and state as a result. Between the noise, smells, and fumes from the transport, waste disposal, recycling, repackaging, and ultimate transfer of this waste, including construction debris, we truly have a catastrophe in the making. By catastrophe, I do not mean explosion, fire, or single event, rather than the short and long-term deterioration of our community and health, education, welfare, and the development of our citizens, especially our youngest and most vulnerable. In his letter dated September 5th, 2019, discussing the proposal waste development, the Rhode Island DEM noted that only 20% of the construction debris, gypsum board, and sheetrock to be brought to the neighborhood would be accepted for the disposal of the applicant's designated landfill in Ohio. This is a major red flag. We are requesting that the City Plan Commission do everything in its power to protect the people of Providence, including our neighbors and children and families we serve. Please stop this now. We all know in our hearts that Allen's Avenue could be so much more, as numerous coastal cities have already demonstrated. Isn't it about time we did the same in Providence? When do we as a community and as a city simply say enough? All our citizens deserve a quality of life that is free from worry and concern about health and environmental injustices that are damaging to them and our children. Please speak out for the children who cannot respond with a resounding no to this proposed facility. And I thought that was pretty heartfelt from the CEO of Meeting Street. Hooray to him. We need more investment of that kind in that area, not construction and debris facilities that would further worsen the misery of our city and our people. So I thank you all for being here. I'm glad to see everybody's connected on this issue.